I'm disgusted with Sue Bird, okay? Sue Bird, Hall of Fame caliber, Sue Bird, WNBA, college basketball. Matter of fact, one of the best people that I've ever met, or one of the best women I've ever met in professional or collegiate sports.
Sue Bird recently had an outburst in which she blamed both Caitlin Clark and Stephen A. Smith for the WNBA's ratings. Yes, you heard it correctly. One of basketball's most revered figures is pointing fingers, and the consequences might be tremendous. This is massive, and it is sending shockwaves across the WNBA community and beyond. But before we get started, be sure you subscribe and enable alerts so you don't miss any future updates. If you love basketball, particularly women's basketball, you'll want to remain with us as we unpack every twist and turn. Let's get started. Sue Bird, a name associated with brilliance in women's basketball, has spent the last 2 decades carving up a career as one of the sport's most accomplished athletes. With 4 WNBA titles, Olympic gold medals, and other awards, Bird's impact on the game is undeniable. Her leadership on and off the court, along with her lengthy tenure in the league, has gained her the respect of fans, players, and analysts alike.
And playing basketball is kind of last on that list, to be honest. To go through that as a group, I mean, it's a connection we'll all have forever. That's really special.
So good. Out of all those things I mentioned, do you have a favorite that sticks out and you go, yeah, that one was my...
Bird's reputation as a beloved figure has lately been called into question after her latest statements about the WNBA's dwindling popularity. Some say her reputation has been tainted, while others maintain that she is merely telling the truth. How did Bird go from being a WNBA icon to becoming the subject of controversy? Let's take a deeper look at what caused this unexpected incident.
This is usually when I'm like, that's like asking a parent their favorite kid.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have kids, so this is my version of that.
Yeah.
But it is an Olympic year, so I feel like right now, and by the way, my answer changes every time somebody asks.
Okay,
I keep them on their
because there are all so many things and so many different parts of your life and memories. But
despite its rising fan base and more media attention, the WNBA has struggled to maintain ratings throughout the years. While the league has made progress in increasing its reach, it still falls short of its male counterpart, the NBA, in terms of viewership and income. Many causes have been linked to this, including a lack of mainstream exposure, restricted broadcast options, and persistent social prejudices against women's sports. The league has worked hard to overcome these obstacles, investing in marketing, player outreach, and even adopting more social justice programs to attract a larger audience.
All right, Caitlin finally getting a moment to breathe, right? As she just mentioned, didn't even get to reflect it all on her college career and just jumped right into things and had an epic season. How would you describe, Chanae, her historic career?
Yeah,
a year this far.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA as the most impactful women's basketball player we've seen in a generation. And it took a combination of things, both on and off the court. Off the court, attendance, viewership. On the court, breaking the single season scoring record or the all-time scoring record in college. But now you see her in the WNBA, and you can say the exact same thing. Most impactful that we've seen in women's basketball for those same 2 reasons. Arenas were upgraded.
Despite these attempts, the ratings have not had the desired outcomes, and that's when Sue Bird at the helm starts the blame game, pointing fingers at unlikely suspects like Caitlin Clark and Stephen A. Smith. Caitlin Clark, the youthful and agile guard who has taken the basketball world by storm, is seen as the future of women's basketball. Her remarkable shooting range, leadership, and on-court charm have piqued the interest of fans worldwide. As a collegiate player, she is already shattering records and becoming a household name, and many anticipate her dominating at the professional level whenever she joins the WNBA.
What she was able to do was truly impressive. She averaged 19 and 8. For some context, I won Rookie of the Year. I think I averaged 12. It is a huge feat to get those types of numbers. After Olympic break, you mentioned it, Molly. It's like finally she can wait, waiting to exhale.
Totally.
23, 9, and 8 were her averages, bringing the Fever to the playoffs. I know that there was a group, a big 3 with Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell as well, but what she has been able to do has transcended not just women's basketball, but it's women's sports in this moment.
However, Bird's recent statements indicate that Clark's quick ascension may be contributing to the WNBA's present troubles. Bird made a stunning remark, implying implying that Clark's popularity may be overshadowing existing players in the WNBA, diverting attention away from the league and perhaps halting its development. Is it plausible that a rising star like Clark would affect the WNBA's ratings, or is there more to the story? We'll discuss Bird's charges and what they represent for the league's future in further detail. In an honest interview that instantly went viral, Bird voiced dissatisfaction with the present status of the WNBA audience. But what drew everyone's attention were her harsh statements regarding Caitlin Clark. According to Bird, Clark's enormous fame in college basketball is diverting viewers from the WNBA and its established players. Bird went on to say that Clark's rising star is causing an imbalance in media coverage, with more emphasis on her performances than on the league as a whole. This in turn might be contributing to the WNBA's poor ratings, since people are more interested in Clark's trip than in watching professional games.
And this one was a fight. Early on, tempers flaring. Caitlin Clark misses the three over DeWanna Bonner. And Chene, what did you see on this interaction?
I saw some contact, and this would not be the only interaction, but those players, they pushed through the play, and it gave us one of the best games we've seen in the playoffs.
The response to Bird's words has been divided. While some argue that the media has overhyped Clark to the detriment of the WNBA, others say Bird is unjustly criticizing a young player who has yet to join the league. What is obvious is that this incident has sparked discussion about the future of women's basketball, namely the role of young talent in influencing its direction. Sue Bird isn't simply pointing fingers at Caitlin Clark. Surprisingly, Bird also criticized ESPN analyst Stephen A. Smith, one of the most outspoken and important figures in sports journalism. So what did Stephen A. say that upset Bird? Smith, renowned for his strong and provocative beliefs, has criticized the WNBA's marketing and public image. In multiple parts, he has openly questioned why the league has not had the same success as the NBA, even suggesting that the WNBA should modify its strategy if it wants to expand its audience.
But I didn't appreciate this article that I read, okay, when it came to her talking about yours truly. Because you see, far be it, this is the headline, y'all. Sue Bird calls out ESPN host for, quote, hating on WNBA playoff ratings after Caitlin Clark's exit. You say, what? Why? Why, y'all? Really? This is where we have to go? Can we put her quotes up on the screen, please? Because I want everybody to know what she said. What she said about your boy, okay? This is the wonderful, the marvelous Sue Bird. I love her to death. Love her. Interviewed her a few times. I'm such a fan.
Bird took issue with Smith's statements, stating that they demean the players' hard work and create a poor impression of the league. According to Bird, statements like this build a perception that the WNBA is failing, which turns off prospective viewers. Smith has defended his position, claiming that his criticisms are intended to benefit, not harm, the league. He feels that open discussions regarding the WNBA's issues are essential if the league is to succeed in a competitive sports market. Bird's statements triggered a flurry of responses from fans and other players. Some have complimented her for speaking out, stating that her worries regarding the WNBA's ratings are real and should be addressed. Others, however, have accused her of shifting responsibility and unjustly attacking people such as Caitlin Clark and Stephen A. Smith.
I'm supposed to ignore the astronomical impact she has had compared to others? How Team USA was stupid for not putting her on a team to make sure you help uplift the sport even more? Don't y'all want a greater profile? Don't y'all want more notoriety? Don't y'all want more hype? I understand that it's going on still without her now that she's out of the playoffs because the games have been great. But the fact of the matter is, she swelled the interest in the sport.
Bird's words have sparked a heated debate on social media, with some fans supporting her and others criticizing her for refusing to accept responsibility for the league's troubles. The issue has also generated wider concerns about the WNBA's future, including what needs to be done to enhance viewership and promote the sport. Bird has remained relatively quiet since the first interview, yet her statements continue to influence the basketball world. It remains to be seen if she will respond to the reaction or allow her statements to stand alone. This dispute is much more than simply one interview or one player's viewpoint. It is about the WNBA's future and what it will take to realize its full potential. The fact that a recognized athlete like Sue Bird is openly voicing worries about ratings indicates that there are more serious problems at hand.
I'm disgusted with Sue Bird, okay? Sue Bird, Hall of Fame caliber, Sue Bird, WNBA, college basketball. Matter of fact, one of the best people that I've ever met, or one of the best women I've ever met in professional or collegiate sports. I love her.
The WNBA has made remarkable strides over the years, but more must be done to attract the interest of a larger audience. Whether it's investing in new marketing methods, promoting rising players like Caitlin Clark, or responding to criticism from voices like Stephen A. Smith, the league must find a way to adapt to a constantly shifting sports world. One thing is certain, the WNBA cannot afford to ignore the topic. The league's future rests on its ability to expand its fan base and demonstrate that women's basketball merits equal attention and respect as men's basketball. The importance of media attention to the WNBA's success cannot be emphasized enough. As Bird pointed out in her interview, much of the spotlight in recent years has migrated to young players like Caitlin Clark, perhaps diverting attention away from the league itself. However, this does not imply that media attention to young athletes is negative. Indeed, it is critical to the sport's future development. The trick is to strike a balance between promoting emerging talent and preserving the exposure of old stars. The media has a significant impact on public opinion, and if the WNBA wants to expand, it must guarantee that its top performers are continuously in the limelight.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming now.
The league must also find methods to communicate with younger viewers, who may be more likely to follow college athletes like Caitlin Clark, but have yet to form a relationship with the WNBA. To broaden the league's reach, this might include using social media, producing more dynamic content, and even collaborating with influencers.
But I didn't appreciate this article that I read, okay, when it came to her talking about yours truly. Because you see, far be it, this is the headline, y'all. Sue Bird calls out ESPN host for, quote, hating on WNBA playoff ratings after Caitlin Clark's exit. You say, what? Why? Why, y'all? Really? This is where we have to go? Can we put her quotes up on the screen, please? Because I want everybody to know what she said. What she said about your boy, okay? This is the wonderful, the marvelous Sue Bird. I love her to death. Love her. Interviewed her a few times. I'm such a fan. But this is what she said. Viewership numbers with Caitlin Clark are astronomical. She is a big draw. She brings in all the things. And yes, the games where she's not playing have lower viewership. But in the WNBA playoffs, and we'll use the semifinals, where Caitlin obviously is not in it because her team lost, are still breaking records from previous WNBA years and are still cracking 1 million viewers.
Bird's remarks regarding Caitlin Clark highlight critical issues about how new players are absorbed into the WNBA and how they influence the league's future. Clark is definitely a generational talent, and her professional debut will be eagerly followed by fans and pundits alike. However, Bird's remark exposes a possible clash between experienced veterans and rising talents. As the league evolves, emerging players must have opportunities to flourish while also acknowledging the achievements of those who have come before them. The WNBA will have to strike a fine balance between fostering young talent and preserving the legacies of current and previous players. The league's success is dependent on its ability to welcome the next generation of talents while continuing to build on the foundation set by icons such as Sue Bird. Stephen A. Smith has not changed his stance in reaction to Bird's statements. In fact, he has reaffirmed his conviction that the WNBA must rethink its marketing and promotional techniques if it is to thrive.
She continues, because she brings up my name. So these numbers are still really high, and they're still really meaningful. And yet some people continue to flip that. I've seen Stephen A. Smith talk about it. I've seen Shannon Sharp talk about it. And what I don't understand is they work for ESPN. So why are you hating on a business ESPN is in? I want to say the semifinals games are up like 130%, and that's without Caitlin. End quote. I'm going to dial it back and be as respectful as I can possibly be. Once again, Sue Bird is a champion, Hall of Fame caliber, and a beautiful person. I am a huge fan of her as a person and a player. One of the great pleasures I've had was interviewing her in the past. I'm only addressing her points about me and what she said in relation to the whole Caitlin Clark story.
Smith contends that the WNBA has all of the tools it needs to flourish, but it is not using them properly. He thinks that by adopting aggressive marketing strategies, developing more intriguing narratives, and investing in star power, the league can reach a larger audience and increase viewership. While some have criticized Smith for being too harsh, others feel his words stem from a genuine desire to see the league prosper. Smith has said that he supports women's basketball and wants to know if the league will thrive. His criticisms, however harsh, are intended to motivate the league to do better. It remains to be seen if the WNBA accepts his advice, but one thing is certain, Stephen A. Smith isn't hesitant to speak his opinion, and his power in the sports world ensures that his views are taken seriously. Regardless of the uproar surrounding Bird's statements, one thing is clear: Caitlin Clark is a rising star. Her success at the collegiate level has been nothing short of phenomenal, and she is already being heralded as the next great thing in female basketball.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like, it's not just because of one person. A lot of us have done so much for this game, and Kennedy has been here before, obviously, but there are so many great players in this league that have deserved this for a really, really long time, and luckily, it's coming now.
However, with tremendous potential comes high expectations. Clark's move to the WNBA will be widely observed, and many feel she has the potential to be a game changer in the league. If she can bring the same kind of enthusiasm and passion to the WNBA as she did in college, she has the potential to propel the league to new heights. However, Clark's success will partly be determined by how the WNBA handles her entrance. Will the league welcome her as its new face, or will there be friction between the rising star and the seasoned veterans? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: you'll hear a lot more about Caitlin Clark in the coming years. As the WNBA expands and evolves, it confronts a variety of obstacles and possibilities. The league has made great progress in recent years, but more effort is required to fulfill its full potential. The controversy involving Sue Bird, Caitlin Clark, and Stephen A. Smith emphasizes the need for open discussions about the league's status and what needs to be done to improve it, whether it's fixing the ratings problem, fostering new players, or revamping its marketing strategy. The WNBA has a lot to consider as it looks forward.
Respectfully, Sue Bird, you are inaccurate. It is just that simple. First things first. We cover sports, right? Don't we cover sports? Looking at one of my producers, Sherry, do we cover sports? Do we cover sports? Aaron, do we cover sports? Griff, do we cover sports? I think we cover sports. So if somebody got arrested, I can't bring that up?
One thing is certain: the WNBA has the skill, passion, and capacity for success. It is up to the league's leaders, players, and fans to guarantee that it grows and thrives in the next years. What are your thoughts? Is Sue Bird correct in calling out Caitlin Clark and Stephen A. Smith, or is she missing the greater picture? Will Caitlin Clark's climb to popularity benefit or harm the WNBA? Please let us know in the comment section below, and remember to like and subscribe for more similar material. If you want to learn more about the newest WNBA controversy, see our previous video on Diana Taurasi being furious at the Olympics when Caitlin Clark showed up, and Sue Bird's controversial comment. Thank you for watching.